What up, YouTube? Knowledge of self-determination. So, I wanted to do my final thoughts on the Kell Brook Errol Spence fight. They had their weigh-in. I think it was today. They had the weigh-in today. I watched it on YouTube. Yeah, it was today. And Errol Spence and both Kell Brook and Errol Spence made weight. They're gonna have to do the same day weigh-in for the IBF belt. So they'll probably, like Sean Porter stated, they'll probably have to get up early to do it early in the day. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a good fight. This is gonna be a real good fight. Again, I'm picking Errol Spence to win, and this is why. Kell Brook is a highly skilled fighter. I take nothing away from Kell Brook and his skill set. You can't. If you are a boxing fan, you have to acknowledge. You have to be able to acknowledge, other players in the game. I'm not going to disavow Kell Brook because I think Errol Spence is going to win. I like Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's not get it twisted. This is no hate towards Kell Brook. I like Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? When the Sean Porter fight is where I gained all the respect in the world for Kell Brook, because he showed his championship heart. He showed the heart of a champion. He showed his grit. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter is not an easy fight for anybody because he's like Ram Man from fucking He-Man. He comes in ready to fucking crush your fucking face or bust your face open with his head. Now, if you guys don't believe it, why would Sean Porter be saying he's going to try a different style of fighting? He wants to try a different style of fighting. Why would he be apologizing to Andre Berto after their fight, about the headbutts, and saying to Andre Berto or saying to the interviewer, that's something we've been working on, this, that, and the third, because you do it. But anyway, I'm digressing too much. Like I said, I like Sean Porter. Kell Brook. I like Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is highly skilled, but Errol Spence is what, the second southpaw that Kell Brook has faced, and Errol Spence is nothing like JoJo Dan. I'm not saying that Kell Brook isn't ready for this fight. I'm not saying that he's not ready to face a southpaw such as Errol Spence. What I'm saying is, and I'm not saying that Kell Brook hasn't trained his ass off for this fight, but how much of his training camp did he spend dropping weight? Right? How much of his training camp did he spend focusing on dropping weight? For you guys who don't think that will not be a factor in this fight, I think you're mistaken, because Errol Spence is a relentless body puncher. But here's the real reason why I believe Kell Brook isn't going to win this fight. Simply because of his mental. Errol Spence has the mental advantage, man. He had the mental advantage when the fight was first called. When Errol Spence was named his IBF mandatory, Kell Brook tried to do everything he could to avoid that fight. People are giving Kell Brook credit for taking the fight because they say, well, he didn't have to take the fight because he would have lost his belt if he didn't. And Kell Brook doesn't want to lose his belt that way. No champion wants to lose their belt that way. Well, unless you're Canelo. You know what I'm saying? You just give up the belt. Fuck out, instead of defending it against who you should be defending. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. That was some pussy shit Canelo did. He gave up the belt to avoid fighting fucking Triple G. He gave up the belt to avoid that. Oscar's trying to build this into a big money fight. As much as he hates on... I'm sorry, guys. I'm digressing too much. Too much boxing is running through my head. Anyway, Kell Brook didn't want to give up his belt. He didn't want to look like a sucker in front of the boxing world, right? Plain and simple. But look at all of the different ninjutsu forms that he took, trying to dodge and duck Errol Spence like he was ducking ninja stars and shit. You feel me? Like he was Spider-Man dodging bullets. He tried every excuse in the book to avoid that fight with Errol Spence, knowing that the IBF doesn't play when it comes to mandatories. You don't fight your mandatory, the IBF strips you. And he knows this. He was thinking he could get a pass. Instead of saying, you know what, the IBF don't play, let's go ahead and get this work in. He tried everything he could to avoid fighting Errol Spence. Now, Kell Brook is a warrior. He's a champion. He's a real fighter. You know, when he realized he couldn't avoid it, yeah, he got up to task. Of course he did. Because you can't go into a fight, you know, down on yourself. You have to at least get your confidence up. If like, you know what, man, I'm going to go in and I'm going to stun this kid. I'm going to straight school this clown. He can't do shit with me. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to do that. And as a fighter, you have to go into the ring with the mindset that you're going to win. We've seen too many guys step into the ring and they lost their nerve. I don't think that's going to be Kell Brook. But at the same time, all his antics leading up to this point, or leading up to them actually signing the contracts and getting the fight actually made, you know, all of those antics says to me that Kell Brook did not want to fight Errol Spence. And now he's going through the motions because he can't avoid it and he has to get it done. He's forced to do it now because he would lose respect from his fans. He loses his belt. You know what I'm saying? He'd be a laughingstock. He'd be considered a chump. No guy who is a fighter, because fighting is a tough man, is a tough guy sport. You can't call yourself a tough guy by doing pussy shit. Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So Kell Brook isn't stupid. It eventually dawned on him like, man, I can't get out of this. Well, I might as well get myself in the mood to fight this dude. He didn't want to fight Errol Spence. He's making people, he's putting on a very convincing act that he wants. He still doesn't want to fight Errol Spence. He's going to fight Errol Spence because he has to. But, hey, man, come on. Come on, man. Seriously, he's worked himself up. Him and the team have pumped him up to the point where now it's fight time. He's got to be ready. But, Doug, Kell Brook lost this fight months ago, man. He lost this fight months ago. He lost the mental battle months ago. And when Errol Spence starts to put the pressure on and Kell Brook gets on his bicycle, not saying that he's running, starts using lateral movement and try to box on the outside, Errol Spence is going to take his body apart by chopping down the tree. He's going to chop down that tree. He's going to make Kell Brook quit on himself. I'm not saying Kell Brook is going to quit in the fight, but mentally he's going to give up at some point in his fight. If he doesn't, more power to him. I'll gain more respect for him at that point, but I don't see it because of what he was doing leading up to them negotiating the terms of the fight. All the things that happened leading up to this, all the times, all the different ways he tried to avoid this fight, that to me does not speak confidence. That doesn't speak confidence. You're doing it, you sucked it up basically. How many people out there, you know, woke up on a fucking Monday and did not want to go to work? But you knew if you wanted your fucking rent paid, you got to suck it up and get that money. So you suck it up, you know what I'm saying? You put your game face on and you go in. But you really don't want to be there. In the second the bell rings for you to get off, you out of there because you didn't want to be there in the first fucking place. You just got, you went through the motions. You understand? Kell Brook is going through the motions right now. He's going through the motions. And I got to go back to this. All the things that Kell Brook did leading up to them actually setting a date and so on and so forth does not instill confidence in me. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't instill confidence in me at all. And that's my take on it, man. That's what I have. I have Kell Brook losing his fight. I think based on Errol Spence's record, his past, that he stands the potential to stop Kell Brook in the later rounds. I think Kell Brook is tough. He's not going to go out with a fight. It's going to be difficult for Errol Spence to stop Kell Brook, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the distance. However, I see Errol Spence stopping Kell Brook. People are sleeping on Errol Spence's skill set, you know, because you can only recall what he does more often in fights doesn't mean he can't do the things that people are saying he needs to start doing. Because I've seen Errol Spence do a lot of shit in the ring where he's like, oh, damn, I didn't know his footwork was that good. I didn't know his upper body movement was like that. He was that fluid with it. I've seen Errol Spence do a little bit of everything in his fights when he deemed it necessary to do so. This dude is calculating. He's methodical in the ring. He's constantly thinking. He's constantly setting your ass up. Kell Brook is going to go into that fight to survive. Errol Spence is going into that fight to kick ass. Plain and simple. He talking that gonna stand in the middle of the ring shit. And I think Kell Brook is tough enough to give it a shot. I don't think he's tough enough to last doing that though. Cause what phenomenal inside fighting game has he showed anybody to make you think that he's better at that than Errol Spence is? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. I think people are sleeping on Errol Spence. I think people are truly sleeping on his skill set. You know, Kell Brook is a highly skilled competitor. He's a highly skilled fighter. You understand? People believe that he's going to be able to. He's going to go in there and do things to Errol Spence that he's never seen before. I don't think so. I just don't see that, because in the boxing community, nobody who has seen Errol Spence spar, been in the ring with him, whatever, been in training camp, went to Olympics with him, are doubting what this dude can do in the ring. Nobody who knows Errol Spence personally is doubting what he can do, except Bundu. And we all know where that's coming from, because he got his motherfucking face knocked off. That's why he hating on Errol Spence. I'm going to say this last thing and I'm going to go. Think about this, right? You're saying that Errol Spence's punches are slower than Keith Thurman's, right? So you can see all his punches coming. You say that Keith Thurman has more power than Errol Spence, so much so that even when you block Keith Thurman's punches, you can feel the punches reverberating through your body. You can feel the shockwave go through your body, right? All that shit. All those punches from Errol Spence, you could see, your dumb ass couldn't avoid them. All the power that Keith Thurman has, you went 12 rounds with this dude, but Errol Spence flatlined your ass. Leonard Bundy was a fucking hater, and he mad because he got knocked out. He got knocked out by Errol Spence, and he mad. He not trying to get his man his props. Because as far as I've known, a testament to a fighter's power has always been their ability to stop your ass. Their ability to stop you, like Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward. We know Kovalev has power, and he proved it when he rattled Andre Ward with that fucking jab and dropped him with that right hand. Yup, he got power. Why? Because he had enough power to drop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman dropped Leonard Bundy, but Errol Spence stopped him. So who would you say has more power? Who would you say has more power, at least against Leonard Bundy? Errol Spence exhibited way more punching power in his fight with Leonard Bundy than Keith Thurman did. Keith Thurman did a masterful job fighting him, but Errol Spence got the job done, finished, retired his ass in front of 6 million people. All I'm saying is don't sleep on that kid. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Kell Brook is going to tire himself out trying to outbox Errol Spence. There are little subtle things that I notice about Errol Spence. The conservation of energy, you know what I'm saying? You know, the torque that he puts into his punches, so he's not burning, but so much. Man, I'm not even going to explain all of that, because either you fucking know or you don't. But I got Errol Spence winning this fight because Kell Brook gave up the ghost months ago when he tried to avoid it. Mentally, he not there, and Errol Spence has that advantage.